A very good evening to one and all. Welcome to CSAW 2022, a global conclave on emerging trends in computer science education, organized by Super Teacher Edu Reforms Private Limited in collaboration with Wissenaire IIT Bhubaneswar. One of the key aspects of a society's development lies in its technological adoption to solve problems and automate tasks. With the rate at which our lives are getting immersed with technology, it sometimes is difficult to notice and even realize the massive change that we have subconsciously got accustomed to. Being in the position of educators, ahead lies a very big responsibility to stay updated and create a computer science education ecosystem that can provide the space and platform big enough for the learners to be in a position to lead this technological advancement rather than just being a mere observer or a user. So gear up for an amazing 2-day Seesaw event full of insights and ideas, ready to inspire to be adopted right away. I would like to request the Chief Operating Officer, Super Teacher Edu Reforms, Mr. Vasudeva Natarajan, to take over and share the overview of the event.
Thank you very much, Shushmita. A warm welcome to CSAW 2022, a global conclave on emerging trends in computer science education. Well, there definitely has been a paradigm shift with the way we have been using technology. Computer science subject is no more just one of the subjects or one of the periods in a school, but a part of every period of any subject. The next 2 hours would provide deep insights on the way the role of computer science teachers got changed, especially post the pandemic, the emerging trends in computer science education, especially in accordance with New Education Policy 2020, the progressive computer science curriculum that are used across the globe, and some of the self-upskilling opportunities for CS teachers in the context of programming in computer science education by Microsoft and Adobe. We would have the CSAW Award declarations for the leaders and teachers tomorrow. Let me quickly show you something and just let us know over the chat if you're able to relate to it. Now, what I'm going to show right in front of you right now is these have been some technological advancements that I've been using, but it all started from a particular place. Let me quickly share my screen and show you this one by one. And for that, I go over here. I share my screen with the sound, and here we go. Yeah. So it's difficult to find and use them again. Let's quickly get onto the chat. I would like to request all the teachers and principals to please tell me what the objects are. The first one, here we go. Can you tell me what is this called as? Of course, many of us would have already used it. Some of the teachers might already know about it. Yes, this is a floppy disk, a cute little disk. And can somebody please mention what was the maximum size or the capacity of floppy disk? It used to be 1.44 MB. Absolutely, that's right. Yeah, we had a 3.2 version as well, but 1.44 MB. If we take a one snap of a selfie, probably with the lowest quality of the latest smartphone, that would be around 3 to 4 MBs. But we literally had a whole device that can hold only 1.44 MB. And in fact, the movies used to portray the whole secret code of a bank locker to be kept in this floppy disk. So good old days. And let me go to the next picture. The moment I go to the next one, can you identify this particular device? Yeah, this is those mouse with the trackball. Absolutely. A caster mechanism in which you move the ball in one direction and the whole pointer moves in another. Yeah, the optical mouse came into existence. Optical mouse replaced a trackball for one fact that trackball used to get dirty. That was a reason for which it got stopped. However, having said that, even now there are many places where these trackball, mechanical ball and mouses are still used. Let me go to the next one. Do you remember this? Yeah. When the operating system Windows 98 used to boot, we used to have this Windows literally waving at us. Yeah. It used to be approximately 3 minutes and 40 seconds for the whole operating system to load with the best configuration for a personal computer. And this used to be quite, I would say, nostalgic. Let me go to the next one. How about this? Yeah, exactly. Windows XP, background of desktop. Exactly, desktop background of Windows XP. Windows XP used to be the fastest and a seamless operating system in which people used to install a lot of heavy softwares and still work on it. In fact, even now you can find some of the very renowned cyberspaces where Windows XPs are still used. It got It got developed to Windows Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8, and a lot others, and right now Windows 10 and Windows 11. However, Windows XP is still quite close to the heart because it ran nearly for 7 to 8 years continuously. It was in 25th October 2001, the first release out there. And this particular picture, which you're seeing right in front, still earning royalty. The person who snapped or clicked this particular picture is still receiving the royalty for this particular picture. Let me go to the next one. Watch this. How about this? Do you remember this? Yes, you must definitely remember this. The screensaver in Windows 98 or Windows 2000 and then Windows XP as well. I think it was even there in Windows 7 as well. The point here is we hardly use screensaver these days. But these were really amusing, especially in the computer lab when all the systems are kept idle for the next period, students to come inside the class. These pipes used to move around and we will be surprised to look at them. It's sometimes oddly satisfying to just look at them the way they move. Screensaver is pretty interesting. Let me go to the next one. How about this? Anyone have? I'm very sure that most of you would have used this particular device, a gaming console. Exactly. We used to fall in love with this brick game. Even if you haven't used this, you would have definitely stopped your students playing on this childhood, right? We would have become, quite addictive to those racing games and the bricks and all. Patent recognition was spoken on brick games in such kind of devices quite a long time ago. And now computational thinking has got its recognition. But still, we have been doing this all this time. Let me go to the next game. Can somebody guess this one? A proper game addict or a person who really explored the computer. Minesweeper, absolutely. Venkatesh, Klesi, Vasuki, you're absolutely right. Chetna, ma'am, Minesweeper. In fact, Minesweeper, however is called, whatever it is called, we are able to understand what it is right now. But those days, we just had to randomly click here and there to find those numbers popping up, and suddenly a bomb just gets blasted all over, and we do not even know why that happened and what is this game about. I'm not really sure, but it's fun to click here and there. Let me go to the next one. Watch this. Anyone out there? The uncle over here? Super Mario, absolutely. Another interesting. Dave, no, not Dave. That's a good guess. DOS game, Dave. That's not this, but this is Super Mario. Very similar to that, and it used to have a very good background music to it. In fact, this music is being used even now in many games. Super Mario, quite nostalgic. I'm very sure many of you would have at least seen this. Most of you would have actually played on this. This one, it got actually stopped. Of course, the name is written on the paper. It's a player. What kind of a player? Yes, Klesi ma'am, Divya ma'am, you're absolutely very close. Yeah, Winamp. Winamp is the right name. It's a music player. And in the best part of Winamp used to be, it used to have multiple skin texture to it. If you don't like black and gray texture to it, we could have changed it and we can still play on it. That's how Winamp used to work. And we used to have a nice time. Well, next is something pretty interesting. Watch this. How many of you have seen this little guy? And can somebody tell me what is the name of this? Help. Yes, Divya is right. Okay. Office assistant. Paper. No. What is it exactly called as? Typing master? No. That little thing got a name. Office assistant is absolutely right, but with a name to it. Lakshmi Pad Singhania says somebody has joined, and you're very right. Very close, but not the right name. It's called as Clippy. Clippy. That's Clippy, our office assistant back in those days. The moment you open the net banking of any banking right now, you have a chatbot coming up. Eva from HDFC comes and says, what do you want to know about? But in the year 2000, in the year 99 and 2002, during those days, Microsoft was ready to, in fact, had a fantastic assistant that time itself. It's a huge thing. That too, this works offline. Even if you download Microsoft Office, still Clippy used to be very active. The best part is you click on it, it all of a sudden gets animated to a bicycle or something that's really amusing. Look at those eyes. Many people love to just, watch it there. Anyways, let me go to the next one. Okay, I'm very sure that there would be some teachers out there who would have used this, or else as a student, we would have experienced this. OHP, Vasuki, ma'am, you're absolutely right. It's a projector, OHP projector, overhead projector. The nice part of this is like you can print on the OHP sheets, or else you can literally draw the digestive system on that paper, keep it on the projector, and it used to get projected. Quite an old technology, but yeah, when this device comes inside the classroom, the whole class is in astonishment of looking at some huge robot coming into the class. And then it used to be fun. That's how we all learned things, and here we are. Finally, the last one. Do you know this? Not that common, but yeah, pager. Yeah, I thought it's not common, but everybody knows it. Sudha ma'am, yeah, Dharanya ma'am, Babish. That's absolutely right. Pager. This is the pager. The people who used to possess pager used to be considered rich people. Yeah, technologist or elite, however you call that, but that's pager out there. So yeah, this is something that I wanted to actually show, and now you can realize the way we have changed. It's quite a dramatic change, and especially post the pandemic, huge updates have happened. And with this particular conclave, I'm very sure to discuss on some of the major advancements in technology and the most important need of a computer science education ecosystem that can address what would happen in the next 5 to 10 years. I'm giving a very small gap of 5 to 10 years for the only fact that the speed at which things are changing are really massive. Well, now comes an important discussion, and here in this case, I would like to welcome some of the panel members out there. But before going ahead, let me quickly show you something. And here we go. So here in this case, we are going to have a panel discussion right now, led by one of the eminent members in the country. And I'm going to talk about Sonia Vadva ma'am. Mrs. Sonia Vadva is an academic leader, technology integration specialist, and a passionate computer science facilitator with more than 2 decades of experience in the field of education. She has the experience of teaching diverse curriculums of CBSE, CISE, Cambridge State Boards. She's also an international baccalaureate trained teacher for the use of information and technology in global society. She's a Microsoft trainer, fellow and innovative educator expert, Wakelet leader and ambassador, Flipgrid and Nearpod certified, Adobe Education leader and ambassador, National Geographic certified educator, and an active member of CSTA. This can happen only by the person who literally did not sleep during the pandemic. She has won various awards and accolades in the field of education, from the most innovative educator to the inspirational and most active academic leader during the pandemic. She also worked to make her previous school win the British Council Award, Microsoft Showcase School, and the best result-oriented school in various Olympiads. As an educator, she believes in nurturing young minds by giving them umpteen number of opportunities and exposure in different educational domains, establishing a culture of creativity and innovation at school, and creating an ecosystem using technology as an enabler where educators can use to ensure that no child is left behind. She has recently assumed the responsibility of the head of one of the Solvent schools. So here in this case, I would like to request Mrs. Sonia Vadva ma'am to please take over and go ahead with your panel discussion and introduce the team.
Yeah, thank you, Asu sir, and a very good evening to all the panelists. I am overwhelmed with the introduction. So it's just that a teacher at heart who loves her subject. I would like to say that it is a great privilege for me and a great honor to be here today as a part of the CS Global Conclave and moderating this esteemed panel, where I have with me some of the eminent computer science educator of the country. So before we move on with the panel discussion, let me introduce my panelists, and then I will give little introduction about what this discussion is going to be about, and then we will move on from there. So I have my 3 co-panelists with me, and let me introduce them one by one. First, I have Mrs. Vinita Garg, and I take great pride in introducing ma'am. She is IT head at the SRDAV Public School, Delhi. She is National Teacher Award winner in 2019, among the top 50 Global Teacher Prize finalists in 2020. She is among the top 50 most dedicated teacher award finalists by Cambridge University Press, UK. She is Microsoft Fellow, Global SDG Ambassador, CBSE resource person, cybersecurity expert, and the list is on. And ma'am has won various awards and accolades. If I'll read the list, I think it will take me minimum half an hour. So welcome, Vinita ma'am. Thank you so much for being here and on the panel. Moving on, I have with us Mr. Naveen Gupta sir. Sir is National ICT Awardee 2019 by Ministry of Education, India. He's a teacher who is dedicated and devoted to the enrichment of his students, which includes students and teachers from reputed schools and colleges. Vastly experienced in the field of computer science education, and he's passionate about innovative means of imparting education. Sir is also a part of NIOS, CBSE, NCRT as a part of the Curriculum Development Committee and author of content on various subject matter. Sir is also associated with various edtech companies. He's Class Point certified trainer, Adobe Creative Educator, Kami certified, Wakelet certified, Mode certified, Microsoft certification he has won in various fields, and the list is on. He's also a global ambassador of 21st Digital Citizenship and Sustainable Procurement and Supply Chain. We welcome you, sir, and we are honored to have you here this evening. I have then with me Mrs. Ramya Sriram, a very passionate teacher with around 15 years of teaching experience in the field of education. Ma'am is currently working as Head of Department Computer Science in Meridian School in Hyderabad. She is a National ICT awardee for the year 2016. Ma'am is Microsoft certified and Google certified educator. She is also Microsoft Innovative Educator expert. Ma'am has played a huge role in training the teachers in her zone during the pandemic, and ma'am, we are privileged to have you here. So welcome all the panelists once again, and let's keep the ball rolling for the evening. So dear audience, we are here to discuss today the paradigm shift on the role of CS teachers post-pandemic and post-NEP. Just to give you some context, before pandemic, the CS educators were majorly a part of co-curricular department, especially to say in pre-primary, primary, and middle school. And some schools will not even expose pre-primary to the computer science education. They will introduce it even as a co-curricular subject in primary. And the major role of these teachers will be to equip every child with, managing the hardware and software with ease, controlling mouse, giving them a little bit of knowledge about word processing, drawing skills, spreadsheet, presentation, and some proactive schools will introduce website designing and a little bit of robotics and all. But post-pandemic, we realized, and in the spare time, maybe the school will leverage the services of computer science educators to help schools make presentations, help teachers set question papers and all. So it was a very, very neglected department to say, very important in the school, but very undermined sort of. But after pandemic, there was a huge paradigm shift in the role of CS educator. No school could run without the support of CS educators. And in fact, some of, most of us did not sleep. We had sleepless night for, many days during the pandemic. So as if we were the main entity in the school system, and we empowered students, parents, and teachers and let the education keep going. So there was a disruption in the education industry in past 3-4 years, and everybody realized how important it is to leverage technology in meaningful ways, to make it friend, and to weave digital pedagogies into classroom transaction, because they themselves witnessed the magic of technology in the classrooms when classes were happening online. Now, having said that, the role of CS educator is more amplified after NEP, because NEP did some gap analysis in the skills of the children going out from the school system and then joining universities and then coming out of the universities and taking over jobs. So it was realized that they were not future job ready. So the things like coding, AI, data sciences, physical computing, all of that has come into recommendation to bring it down into school education. So this is a bigger picture that we all have in front of us. So definitely the role has changed, but I would like to ask my co-panelists, what are their thoughts about it? So I would start with Vinita ma'am. Vinita ma'am, what are your thoughts on the role of CS educators post-pandemic? Has it really been changed considering the scenario pre-pandemic? Or you think it's the same once we have come back into our workspaces? Are there any additional responsibilities being added up post-pandemic? Or you feel that since everybody is now trained with so many tools and technologies, your work is rather reduced? So what do you feel, ma'am? We would like to hear from you. Yes, Vinita ma'am. See, Vinita ma'am, could you hear the question? Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, I got disconnected actually. I think.
No worries, ma'am. So, ma'am, I'll just quickly repeat the question. So I was just asking, what are your thoughts on the role of CS educators post-pandemic? Has it really been changed considering the scenario pre-pandemic? Or is it same? You feel it's all same when we have joined back in physical spaces? Are there any additional responsibilities that are being added up post-pandemic? Or you feel that your life is little eased out since everybody is now trained to use many tools and handle technology?
So first of all, thank you, Sonia ma'am, for your kind introduction. And I'm privileged to be part of this panel. And then a very interesting question I got for you. We all know that COVID-19 pandemic had resulted in schools facing extraordinary challenges. It introduced an unprecedented use of technology, I must say, in the education system, which ultimately becomes salvation for educators and students, which ultimately becomes the lifeline of entire education landscape. You know, within no time, offline classrooms, they got transformed into virtual classrooms. And this smooth transition to virtual classroom was almost impossible without the rigorous effort and support of CS teachers. They provided consistent training and support to all students, their parents, and teachers in the form of, they made a lot of YouTube video tutorials. They made PDF which containing instructions of how to use a particular tool. Then took a lot of video conferencing sessions to explain everything to everyone. So I must say, right from the preparation of e-content, then to proper delivery in virtual classes, then online assessment, online examination to online checking, then engagement of students, especially which was very difficult in online classes, to looking towards the social emotional learning needs of students, and also addressing the needs of special students. The computer department of every school took lead, and this was the reason that learning could continue even though the schools were closed during pandemic. And this pandemic has taught us a lot. Despite facing so many challenges, we were able to create safe and supportive learning environment where learning was inclusive and differentiable. And our students were really happy and engaged. And this would not have been possible, again, I would like to say, without the unwavering support of CS educators. So I would like to take a moment here to salute all CS teachers across the globe who continue to take on challenges that were piled upon them during pandemic, because children's learning were at stake, and they actually care. They actually care. And now that the pandemic is over, it had made the world recognize that technology is inevitably critical to education landscape. Countries worldwide, they have been developing national level policies and schemes to promote ICT usage. And India is not left behind. India has also put forward its National Education Policy 2020, which is laying greater emphasis on role of technology, in improving educational outcomes, and on top of that, in bringing educational equity, which is very important. And also, the other initiative of government is Digital India Initiative, and here also government is taking extensive steps, to boost digital educational activities. So in the wake of all this, how can we forget the role of CS teachers even post-pandemic, So I must say one thing, that COVID pandemic was not the first, it is neither the first nor the last pandemic. And the skills and expertise which teachers have gained during this pandemic are extensive, but we need to maintain the momentum. CS teachers will need to support, we need CS teachers to support other teachers so that they adopt edtech tools that would help them to become better versions of themselves. Constant support and training is still needed so that teacher continues to feel empowered to innovate through technology. And they need to be armed with, today we talk about sustainable world. So they need to be armed with sustainable, scalable, cost-effective, and easily adaptable edtech solutions in this education landscape. Like I must say that CS teachers, it is a time that CS teachers, they have to come forward to train teachers on using upcoming technologies also, like Sonia ma'am was talking about AI and data science. So many upcoming technologies have come up. So the other subject teachers, they don't need to study them, but yes, they must be conversant enough to use the tools which are based on these technologies, AI-based use, the tools which are really helpful in providing personalized learning environment to students. Then I'll talk about like immersive and disruptive technologies. So as to give immersive experience to students in the classroom. So that I must say there is a systematic shift from a teaching culture. Like we have to now drop this teaching culture from our educational landscape, and we need to shift from this teaching culture to a learning culture, from rote learning to problem-based learning, so that our students could, we could prepare our students for future jobs, and they could provide, solution to certain problems instead of providing answer to certain questions. So this is very important. And last but not the least, I must appreciate the role of all CS teachers as cybersecurity expert also. Their role is undeniable. The extensive internet use during COVID-19 pandemic resulted in an exponential rise in cyber threats. And the only way to mitigate this cyber threats is to remain educated about them. And here comes the role of CS teachers in picture. During pandemic, like they took, and we all like CS teachers took a lot of training sessions for students, their parents, teachers, and every stakeholder of the school to apprise them of various cyber safety threats and how to mitigate them. And even after pandemic, like cyber actors, they are continuing to exploit the gaps, and they are introducing new threats and vulnerability. So again, this has brought a new responsibility on CS teachers, like which is to guide their students, teachers again, and all stakeholders, I must say, to become responsible digital citizens. And it is very important to let them know that they need to behave safely, responsibly, and ethically in the digital world. So I would like to now conclude here by saying that now CS teachers cannot afford to be passive instructors in their computer labs and teaching only to their own particular classes, group of students of their own classes. But today's situation demands that they should rise up, they should come out of their cocoons, and they should take technical leads in this. So this is what my perspective is, and let me see like what all other panelists they want to share about.
Thank you so much, Vinita ma'am. You have really made me feel, as if CS educators are still going to be the core of the education system in the times to come. You talked about that hybrid is here to stay. We need to work on sustainable solution because technology is going to stay with us. And CS educators have now got a more prominent role in terms of making students as digital citizens, teachers ready to support them in all the endeavors. Cyber safety, important issue that you highlighted. Thank you so much for all your insights. Now I would like to move on to Naveen sir. Naveen sir, now that Vinita ma'am also highlighted that after NEP, a lot of recommendations have been proposed for changing the CS curriculum. Now these are recommendations, and government and bodies like CBSE, NCERT is doing a lot of groundwork. And very soon, once the NEP will roll on, we don't know, maybe next year, next to next year in its full swing. So the progressive curriculum will roll out. What do you think? What are your thoughts on this about the professional development of CS educators? We were so far talking about the professional development of other teachers. Now, how about the empowering CS educators? Are they ready to embrace the change, or you think that something has to be done in this sector?
Thank you so much for the wonderful panelist discussion we are doing here as a part of CS educator. So being a part of the almost all the national educational bodies like CBSE, NOS and NCERT, I've been following up following up things very minutely, what the people are doing, how things will be implemented. As Vinita ma'am said, that the post-COVID and after COVID, pre-COVID era, we were having some value. Every teacher is self-motivated in the computer education, I think. So we always is eager to learn something new. As a professional developer, let's take an example. When CBSE announced Python curriculum in grade 11, 12, and teachers were ready to adopt this with a welcome heart. So that's the change we always accept. In a month of January, when the years to end, the CBSE announced that they are going to implement Python, a new language, a new technology, to be implemented from the next session. The teachers were not ready to accept, but we welcome it, the welcome step, because that's a need of an hour. Every educator knows that the Python is a market in. If you see the languages available in the worldwide, the Python is the most usable language, one of the most usable. So we welcome, we adopted, and we implement. So that's the concern, that CS teachers are always ready to adopt anything new. In pandemic, we have given training, not only in our schools, we have given training to all across globes. Even I have trained approximately 25,000 teachers across the globe for giving us some digital tool. Whether you talk about Wakelet, whether you talk about exam.net, how to take subjective exam. So we are ready to adopt anything new. NEP 2020 talks about so much of technology, and the technology word being used 67 times in the document. It means the new policy is majorly discussing about the implementation of technological aspect in the learning education. They want the artificial intelligence must be used to enhance the power of a student. Let's say an example wherein a student is learning in grade 9 a concept, and he's not able to understand the same concept in grade 6. The artificial intelligence will tell whether this concept is clear to that particular child or not. So that technology is written in the NEP. Another aspect, as you said, that the year to come, or 2-3 years, after 2-3 years, we will get something new curriculum. NCF is going to be implemented, as per my knowledge, in the December month, and we will be ready for the next academic session with a new curriculum. And we welcome this step. Now, NEP also talk about the coding implementation in grade 6. There are too much discussion, too much debates going on coding implementation. People are making other people fool as being a part of this CS Educator Forum. I really encourage the students to learn something new from the free technology rather than paying some amount to XYZ company. I'm always against this. The coding doesn't mean that student is sitting on the computer or laptop writing a Python program. We are not talking about coding in that respect. We are talking about coding in respect of computational thinking, wherein he can think logically. He can solve the problem solvers. Design thinking, ideation, and implementation of that ideation. So that doesn't require any computer knowledge. As you can see, the CBSE has done a lot in this era. They have started with one of the project called SEWA, wherein they said implement AI in SEWA. what was that? They said every teacher can be included, every student can be included. Is that required a programming? No, that doesn't require programming. That actually require a logical building thinking. That actually require computational thinking the student. And being a computer teacher, we are always ready to accept any challenge in the field of technology. And I think most of the teachers, most of the panelists, I hope, agree to me that we are the teachers who have done a lot for the community, who have done for the society, done for the school. The day the lockdown announced, after 2 days, we started with the online classes. And we start giving a training. Means either Vinita ma'am or Sonia ma'am, we are in the so many of the webinars wherein we have discussed a lot. We have given tools to the teachers, not only to our schools. We have given tools, major tools, which can be used in a digital learning to other schools as well, across India, across globe. So I think we are the one who has always taken an initiative to implement anything new. And we are welcoming step with a new curriculum of CS, wherein we will be teaching them logical building thinking rather than coding. We are talking about sixth grade. There are certain programming wherein you don't require a programming, but you still learn the programming. Like there are certain examples, Scratch, which is a free software, wherein student can learn the if else, wherein student can learn the loops concept, but without writing a single line of code, just drag and drop. Student can prepare the app development without writing single line code. He can just extract some APIs and create an absolutely wonderful apps. So that's we are, and we can implement anything new, and we are welcoming. And government is already taking so many steps, like school ambassadorship program is being launched by the AICT and the NCRT and CBSE, has taken hands of the teachers to tell them the design thinking, which is a new concept in CBSE or in Indian education system, but it's old in other states, other countries. So we are ready to accept all these challenges after this. Thank you so much for listening me patiently. Thank you.
Thank you, Naveen sir, for bringing so much positivity and energy in the room. I'm sure CS educators are already always taking initiative and welcoming, because we are a part of a community where we feel we are lifelong learners. One technology which is here today, you may find that next year it's absolutely obsolete. So if we will not have that kind of spirit, then how will we make, ensure our children are future ready? So definitely for bringing, and thank you for highlighting that point and letting us know what initiatives are happening at the government level, policy level. I'm sure that is very fruitful and encouraging for our audience to know. Ramya ma'am, my question to you now is, as sir said that we are, welcoming and we are ready to embrace the change. Now, suppose we have to start this AI, data science, coding, physical computing, cyber safety, all those important strands where NEP has, hinted on, and we have to bring it into our curriculum from next year. What support you see you have from school leaders or from elsewhere in terms of textbooks, material? Do you think you are ready to take it in your school? Your team is ready? Or in general, what is your perspective? What support the CS educators would require to actually bring it and implement it in the floor of classroom?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sonia ma'am. It was really interesting to hear to other panelists today, and good evening to everyone. Yes, ma'am, as it was discussed by the panelists, technology has taken a center stage during the pandemic. And as computer teachers, we have really empowered and uplifted the other teachers to use technology in a seamless manner. I have personally heard teachers saying that the teachers who are actually, they used to call themselves as technologically challenged. Okay, they consider themselves as technologically challenged, saying that they won't be able to use it. But after the pandemic, or during the pandemic, because of the kind of training sessions that they had attended, they started using it like a pen now, like how we teachers use pen, like that technology is being used by the other teachers. Now that we have uplifted the other teachers, what about computer science teachers? So we should also uplift ourselves. So as you see now that the focus is as computer teachers, we not only teach them the tools, the software applications, or how to use those hardware tools. We are focusing, our focus is mostly on developing the skill set of the children. So that is what we are focusing now. So basically, if a student is able to use a particular software application, the skills that they gain out of it, they should be able to apply that knowledge to use any other similar tools. So that is what we are looking at. Now, if you see, definitely schools, the management, they are definitely showing interest in bringing some change in the digital infrastructure of the school. They understand that it is the need of the hour, and the descriptive technologies that the students have to learn now. So there has to be some changes, like a robotics lab, tinkering lab. So these labs would definitely give students that hands-on experience and experiment-based experience, which would help them to develop their skill set. As sir said, like the focus is more on developing 21st century skills, how they can solve the real-time problems, not just using a tool and trying to make something. It has to be, once it is deployed, once it is implemented, it should solve some real world problems. So that is what we are looking at this stage. That is the expectation from the computer science teacher as well. But if you say the technology everywhere, as you said, that artificial intelligence, data science, and for that we need that robotic lab, tinkering lab, it should not be like technology is being oversold and underutilized. So the teacher also should equip themselves. Of course, they can do it only by continuous professional development. There are various portals that offers professional trainings for computer science teachers like Diksha, CBSE, NCRT, Microsoft, Intel. Okay, so these organizations, they partner with IITs as well, and they help teachers and students to empower in these areas. And also the interdisciplinary approach. Yes, we are not working as a standalone subject now. We are like, the teachers are approaching us. They are trying to create that interdisciplinary approach with using technology, and the collaboration started happening, okay, within the like not just within the department but across departments. Like all the subject teachers, subject heads, we sit, we discuss on how technology can be used in various subjects, not as a product where students will be doing something, but as a tool where they will be able to create something. So that is the thing that not only computer science teacher, the other subject teachers, they have also started in thinking in these lines. And if you see, when you ask, are the textbooks and the resources, are they available? Definitely they are not available on a silver platter. Okay, as teachers, we have to if we want to empower ourselves, definitely computer teachers, we need to go for we have to explore beyond the textbooks, get information from various sources, various expertise. One good thing is that the industry has evolved to a certain extent. Definitely only the education field is still evolving in when we talk about disruptive technologies. But luckily, due to technology and after pandemic, the experts from various fields, they are reaching out to us to help teachers and students. Okay, they are ready to handhold us, okay, to implement these technologies in our school for our students. For example, the industry engagement technology exposure program by Microsoft, AI for Youth program by Intel, and robotics and AI bootcamp organized by various organizations partnered with IITs. These programs definitely help the teachers and the students to work at a different level, and give student platform to develop their scientific temper and also help them to be future ready. And also, like, when as a teacher, if we have to go and stand in front of students to take classes on these disruptive technologies, this is not something that we have learned during our school days. For example, artificial intelligence, data science, robotics, we were not taught when we were in our school. Okay, we didn't get that privilege. So this is a subject that is new even for the computer science teacher. So we need to put that extra effort, we need to go that extra mile to learn something, because we are teaching the digital natives, so who already know so much information. So it's not enough if we just learn, understand, enjoy the subject. That is not enough, because we need to ensure that it reaches the students correctly. They start thinking in those terms, okay, those lines where they will get that interest to learn something new, try to come up with innovative ideas, innovative products using AI technologies. So that is what we are looking at. But if you see the other side, there is also other perspective, like coming from urban areas, the teachers from urban areas, we are privileged, but there are teachers still in the rural areas where they have limited access to technology. So they are still struggling how to implement these new technologies, because the basic digital access itself is a big concern for them. So I think it is our responsibility to reach out to them, help them also to empower, show them also the technological developments that is happening around the world. So I think it becomes our responsibility to reach out to them. And also, if you see that with the pace the technology is being evolved, continuous upgradation is very important. As Sonia ma'am said, that lifelong learning, we can never say as computer teacher, yes, we are ready with our subject. We can never say that, because the pace the technology is evolving, we need to keep upgrading ourselves. We need to be a lifelong learner so that we can be on par with the latest technological trends that are happening. So that is my perspective. Thank you so much, Sonia ma'am.
Thank you, Ramya ma'am, for giving a complete picture. So you talked about the gaps also, you talked about what is available and what should be the way forward. And definitely with interdisciplinary approach only, we will be able to touch all aspects of computer science education alone in given limited period, till up to 8th standard, we just get 1 or 2 periods a week to deliver our content. So if we'll not join hands with other teachers, we won't be able to make it like a discipline which is interweaved into other subjects. Maybe I don't have the time to now deal with Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Let my other co-teachers give them assignments to nurture their word processing, spreadsheet, and presentation designing skills. And as CS educator, I focus on some of the technical aspects which my subject demands me to do that. So yes, with collaboration with other departments and making CS education interdisciplinary, we can touch upon more of the new aspects that we would like to. And yes, you very valid points you highlighted about our duty to make our fellow colleagues who are in that part of country where they are not as privileged as we are, teaching in maybe private schools. We have full of no dearth of resources is there. Even school management is supporting us with funds and all to bring in new resources in the school and helping us impart the technology. So I think it was overall a very fruitful panel discussion where every panelist gave his or her own perspective, which was very unique. So there were some, very, very unique points which we heard from Vinita ma'am, Naveen sir, Ramya ma'am, depending on their expertise and the area where they are involved very closely. So before I close the panel discussion, I want each panelist to just give one line closing remark for our audience, what they want, what is the way forward. So Naveen sir, starting from you, if you are ready, just one line closing remark.
A wonderful quote by Benjamin Franklin: an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. So that's my closing remark, that we are the teachers and we are lifelong learner, and we will adapt anything which is going to happen in the world. And we are the fastly changed. We are working in the area where we are changing every day, every second. So
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Vinita ma'am, moving on to you.
So I would like to say only one thing to especially CS teachers and all other teachers too. Guys, please come forward, come out of your cocoon, and we need to mentor students and every student and CS teachers especially. They have to mentor teachers also on appropriate, and I must say very important to make them learn safe use of technology. Only then we will be able to realize the dream of digital India, in a true sense. I must say.
Ramya ma'am.
Yeah, I would say that technology keeps changing. So come out of your comfort zone, accept that whatever we are learning, whatever we are teaching, it's not going to be the same after 5 years again, or even 2-3 years. So let's keep that in mind and welcome the change so that we can make our students future ready.
Okay, thank you so very much, all the co-panelists. And I think it was a very fruitful discussion. Sushmita, now you can take over. And I once again thank you all the audience and all my co-panelists.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much to all our panel members, Ms. Vinita Garg, Ms. Ramya Sriram, Mr. Naveen Gupta, and Ms. Sonia Vatwa. It was truly pointed out by all of you. A huge salute to all our CS educators for being the core of this digitization during the pandemic and even today. This session was definitely like reliving the transition period when the schools just started functioning on the cloud. Thank you so much, everyone. Over to you, Vasu sir.
Thank you very much, Sushmita, and thank you all the panel members. Quite a lot of insights, as Sushmita mentioned, about reliving the whole transition period. Yes, that's not going to happen. Hopefully, doesn't happen again. But the adaptation that we got accustomed to, that's quite impressive. And a pat to everyone, to self. And let's quickly get on to something really interesting. As everybody mentioned about the change in the way computer science education is supposed to be looked at. We also came across a buzzword in computer science education. Can somebody just put it on the chat? This buzzword created sensation in the country and a lot of business outputs as well because of this. This buzzword is none other than coding. Yeah, the coding and programming concepts and the concepts of free and open education resources, FOSS that we can talk about, or any online platform wherein you can start learning, as Naveen Gupta sir mentioned about, not to spend much money on things like these which are already available, is something to be really focused upon. And hence right now, when we talk about coding an aspect over here, it is nothing less than a thinking process. Without actually getting into the details of coding and programming right now, because we have in the event proceedings further, let us go and check on our thinking abilities rather than that our coding abilities. So I'm going to put a quick set of questionnaire on the screen right now. I would like to request all the members out there to quickly give me the answers. Let me share my screen. Here we go. So for that, thinking abilities, which I would be definitely talking about. And here we go. In 3, 2, 1. The first question for everyone on the screen, please. Great. So I would like to request all the teachers, leaders, everybody to be participating in this. Observe the pattern on the right. Which of these, when repeated, creates the pattern? Option A, B, C, D. Look into this carefully and put it on the chat. Yeah. Okay. Chetna says C, Uttara says C, Pen, okay, D, Venkatesh, Manoj says C, Revati ma'am says C. Okay, many are with C. Okay, Prachi says A, okay, C, Glacy A, Vikram C, Avanti C, Anshu C. That's great. Most of the people out there are going with the C option. That's everybody who said A, B, D. Maybe that's not the right answer. C is the correct option over here. The ability over A and C. Okay, no, not A, C. It's C, which is repeated multiple times in whatever order we get the pattern on the right. This ability of the people to identify comes under the category of a thinking skill called as pattern recognition, which is a part of computational thinking, which we will discuss a little later. Very easy question. Let's go to the next one. Watch this. Another question on pattern recognition. A pattern was made using various blocks, but a piece got missing. Okay, that the missing piece is over here somewhere. Which of the following could be the missing piece? Yeah, go ahead, give the answer once again. Okay, think about it. Chetna says A, Lata ma'am says A. Okay, Naresh says B, Payal says A. Okay, many say B right now. You want to change the answer? Taruna ma'am, Vasuki ma'am, B. Okay, Meenakshi ma'am, A. B, A, B, A, B, C. No one with the C, no one with the D. It's either A or it's B. Okay, Priyanka says D, I guess. No. Okay, another few seconds. Nilima ma'am says B, Kajal ma'am says B. And yes, you're absolutely right. Everybody said A. A is not the right answer over here. B is the right answer. We can see the pattern repeating over here in this form. And this ring looks like NCRT ka symbol, right? No, I'm not really sure. NCRT or atomic power somewhere. Yeah, it's there. And one of your DPs is also with this symbol. And post that, you have got the arrow, 2 arrows over here that is supposed to come. And this square, black square should come to the bottom left corner, I guess. Let's go to the next question and watch. This is an interesting question, and for everyone to really ponder on logical thinking aspect, very important for being a very good programmer or a coder. So here in this case, a brand new scooter has 2 new tires and a spare tire also new. A tire can run 10,000 kilometers before it needs to be replaced, or by the time it wears out. What is the maximum distance the scooter can run? Okay, some people have already started answering. Some people say 20,000 kilometers, some say 10,000 kilometers. C and D is majority as of now. And some of you already know the question. This is one of the questions from National Coding Olympiad Junior conducted by Wissenaire, IIT Bhubaneswar. But yeah, 30,000 kilometer, Bhavna ma'am. Okay, Arushi ma'am says C. Okay, many people are with C. Many people are with A. Nobody is with B. You don't like the number 15? A brand new scooter has 2 new tires and a spare tire, also a new one. A tire can run 10,000 kilometers before it wears out or needs to be replaced. What is the maximum distance a scooter can run? You can replace it at any point of time. Okay, Vasuki ma'am says B, Shilpa ma'am says B. Okay, Bhavna ma'am says 20,000 kilometers, which is C. Few more seconds and let's discuss the answer. I'm extremely sorry to make you think this Sunday evening, but coding is all about thinking skills, and here we are on that. A computer science conclave remains incomplete without talking about thinking skills. The right answer over here is everyone who said the answer to be A, C, D are wrong. The right answer is B for Bombay, 15,000 kilometers. And surprisingly, very less number of people, Vasuki ma'am and Divya ma'am said 15,000 kilometers, I guess. Well, here the logic is very simple. I'm sure some of you must be like, how aise kaise ho sakta hai? Well, it's very simple. When a scooter is running, it's going to have 2 new tires. So say, for example, Sonia Vadva ma'am is just riding the scooter. It's going to 5,000 kilometers. Sonia ma'am is very smart. She's removing the 5,000 kilometer ke baad one of the wheels and keeping it in the place where there is a new wheel. She's removing that new wheel from the spare wheel basically and attaching it with the scooter. And she's going for another 5,000 kilometers. Now the wheel in the front got worn out. She's removing and throwing it off and using the existing wheel which went 5,000 kilometer. We have another new wheel which actually traveled 5,000 kilometer and another 5,000 kilometer is left. Some of you must like, kuch nahi samjha. That's fine. You can ponder upon it a little later. 15,000 kilometers is the right answer. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Vasuki ma'am. Let's go to the next question. Yeah, this is quite intimidating if you have the confusions between right and left. And here we go. Joy started from his home. He first walked 1 kilometer west. Then he moved 1 kilometer north. Finally, he walked 1 kilometer east and reached a school. Which path could he have taken? Come on, A, B, C. Go ahead. Okay, A. Okay, many of you say A, some say C. Okay, you can think about it a little more. Okay, B has also come over here. That's nice. That's nice. Okay, A, C, B. Nobody's with D. Okay, that's fine. No issues. Last 3 seconds. Okay, C, B, A, C, B, B. Okay. So he first walked 1 kilometer west. Okay, so basically you have to go left. Then he walked 1 kilometer north. Okay. Okay. And he walked 1 kilometer east. Okay. West, north, east. A is the right answer, right? Yeah, A is the right answer. B, C, D are wrong. Yeah, Rahila ma'am, Priyanka ma'am, Suja ma'am, you're absolutely right. A is the right answer. Yeah. One more question and then we'll continue. One more question and then we'll continue. Here it is. The price of 1 candy bar is ₹10. If 3 wrappers are returned, the shop will give 1 more candy bar in exchange. That's interesting. How many candy bars can be had for ₹150? Some of the computer teachers out there are like, we are not maths teachers. Unfortunately, we're computer teachers, which completely runs on mathematics. Especially we work only with zeros and ones. Could you please tell me what is the right answer? The price of one candy bar is ₹10. If 3 wrappers are returned, the shop will give you one candy bar in exchange. How many candy bars can be had for ₹150? For the people who are immediately answering 15 to be the answer, I'm very sure you're going to change your answer. Okay. B, B, B. Okay. D, some of you are going with D. See, I get 150 by 10. I got the 15 candy bars. And here, if I consume the candy bars, I guess I can have more. Okay, somebody has even put the formula on there. Bhavna ma'am, that's nice of you. You should have gone a little more step ahead. Well, everybody who said A, B, D are wrong. The right answer is C, 22. 22 is the right answer. 15, then 5, then 1, 22 is the right answer. Vikram sir, a little more. I think somewhere we are confusing. That's okay. Let's go to the next question. 22 is the right answer. It'll be 21, Vikram. I'll check it. If you're very confident about it, I'll check it. Yeah, mostly because many people are saying 21. Gurdeep ma'am, 21. Okay, I take that. I take that. Let's go with the next question. Maybe 21. Nilima, 21. I'm wrong. 21, none of the above. Okay, that's great. Let's go to the next question. Last question, and we'll go with the next important discussion of the day. And a monkey is climbing up a 12-meter tall vertical pole. It climbs by 2 meters and rests for some time. While resting, it slips down by 1 more meter. How much total distance has it covered, both up and down, when it finally reaches the top? So in order to go one step ahead, I think this monkey is traveling 3 meters. That's just a clue. Go ahead and give me the right answer, teachers. Please go ahead. Another logical reasoning question over here. A monkey is climbing up a 12-meter tall vertical pole. It climbs by 2 meters and rests for some time. While resting, it slips down by 1 meter. How much total distance has it covered both up and down when it finally reaches the top? 12 meters, 3 meters for one step. Obviously, it should be 36. That's what some of you say. Go ahead. Give me the right answer. Okay, some people say A, 18 meters. Everybody says with A. Renu Mishra ma'am says C. Just 10 more seconds. Mahinder says A. Dr. Parag says B, C, D. Okay, somebody's Nageshwar Rao sir. Yamini says 36. Okay, Gokul A, Kajal B. Okay, fine. Everybody who said the answer to be A, B, D are wrong. The right answer is C, 32 meters. Well, let us not get into the details of why that is and like how that is. This is with the National Coding Olympiad Junior, IIT Wissenaire, IIT Bhubaneswar, and this is one of the important areas that coding addresses. Computational thinking is categorized into areas of decomposition of a problem statement, understand the smaller chunks, then try to understand a pattern out of it, which we call as pattern recognition. Sometimes in life, when you find a pattern, when there are similarities, you don't really consider things that are similar to each other. That process is called as abstraction. And then we finally come up with an algorithm to solve a problem. Hence, coding is nothing less than thinking skills. Thank you so much for participating in this. And now we have an important personality out here to talk about one very important discussion, which I would directly leave it to the person out here. Let me call upon 1 second. Here we go. Yes. So we have here Dr. Shitanshu Mishra, currently working with UNESCO's Category 1 Educational Research Institute, Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Education for Peace and Sustainable Development, UNESCO MGIEP. In New Delhi, Dr. Shitanshu Mishra handled EdTech research and development as a national ICT specialist and information technology officer. His research at UNESCO encompasses developing and evaluating an artificial intelligence-based online learning platform to help learners improve their social emotional skills. Somebody was talking about ethics and somebody was speaking about the right behavior online. Maybe sir has got something to talk to us. He's also leading the project on ethics and AI in education, AIED, and examining if ethics can be built into an AIED system, its challenges and possible way outs. His research interests lie in learning science, educational technology, computing education research, authentic learning, scientific temper, and the development of technology-enhanced learning environment. And the list goes on. In order to eagerly listen to his insights and ideas, I would like to request Dr. Shitanshu Mishra to take over and speak on the progressive computer science curriculum across the globe.
Hello, Vasu. Thank you for introducing and reading out all the interest areas.
Please, sir.
Okay, I have 20 minutes, right?
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, great. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it is.
Great, great. Okay, hello everyone. Good afternoon. And my name is Shitanshu, and I'm an EdTech researcher. I work with UNESCO and UNESCO MDIEP, which is an institute of UNESCO that works on innovating educational technologies for ensuring that the world gets some educational training online towards peace and sustainable development. Our vision is building kinder brains in the world. Okay, now coming to the specific to this talk, I was told to talk on progressive CS curricula across the globe. So I have used the privilege to interpret this word progressive as per my will. Okay, now, yeah, so as Vasu has already introduced, my areas are EdTech, then CS education, and then AI in education, ethics of AI in education. So here is a little disclaimer that whatever I'm going to talk about, it's my personal views and it doesn't makes my organization to commit to those views. Okay, so I'll have some 5 parts of this, and I have tried to consolidate 5 different guidelines for progressive CS curricula. The first talk goes with computational thinking, and for this talk, I will primarily focus on CT. And so whenever I say CS or CT, I'm interchangeably using them. So CT is the very basic fundamental topic if you are coming from teacher's perspective. So CT is a very fundamental concept and topic of computer science, right? So formally, how CT has been defined by many of the CS ed researchers and the innovators is that computational thinking is a thought process involved in formulating a problem and expressing its solutions in such a way that a computer, human, or machine can effectively carry out. Janet Wing says that CT, we can consider it as a shorthand for thinking like a computer scientist. So basically, a lot of computer is there in this conception of in these 2 definitions, right? Now I have another interesting definition. It is also coming out of one of the CS ed research community. So before going to this definition, let's have a quick activity. So can you see the screen and Mentimeter link? Just
Yes,
go
sir,
to,
you can see.
yeah, you can go to menti.com and use this code 57852354 and answer this question. What all computational tools or gadgets you can list from your surrounding, your room, your workplace, and outside. All right, so we have some responses: smart TV, laptop, mobile, smart TV, camera, again mobile, laptop. And we also have rent. Okay, this is a name. Anything from outside your office or your house? AI assistants, electricity meter. Okay. What is well? I don't know. Okay. Wi-Fi, internet, laptop. Water tank indicator, swipe machines. Okay, that's maybe the credit card swipe machines, I think. Then there's a projector. Okay, projector. Yeah, is a bit of IT tool, but okay, it also reads different pixels and projects it on the screen. So we can see from smart TV to mobile to outside your web cameras, the CCTVs, and then projections, Wi-Fi's, drones, and then basic utilities like water tank indicators, and then electricity meter, Alexa, iPad. Wow, so washing machines, yeah, very important, right? So we are surrounded by different IT tools and gadgets. Now I'll switch to my slide. So given that information that we are heavily surrounded by information technology and computer science devices all around. So there's a definition which talks about computer science, computational thinking as an ability to be able to recognize aspects of computation in the world that surrounds you. If someone is able to better identify aspects of computation in their environment, that means the person has some bit of computational thinking. It's not just identifying the devices. It's about, suppose you are walking on a street and there's a CCTV. Now you understand that this is going to take images, or if you're driving, you understand that this is going to click the image of my number plate, and then the image will be processed further to identify what are the characters on the number plate. Then it will decide that what was my driving behavior, whether it was according to law or not according to law. So these are the sequence of steps that one computer might process if there is a CCTV photography done by a street camera, right? So understanding the aspects of computation in the world around you. This is also computational thinking, and many of us are not. Many of us just think about the bigger definitions, which are about making computer to do what it can do, what you want it to do, all those things, thinking like a computer scientist. These are the bigger definitions and also relevant, but maybe relevant for the users like who are computer program creators, software creators, engineers, so on and so forth. But this basic definition is relevant for very common people. So it gives a sense that computational thinking or computer science is relevant for everyone. It is relevant everywhere in the current world. Okay, so why bother about teaching learning of CT? So above two are the traditional answers. CT helps learners to formulate and solve problems in the digital world. We have listened to these statements even in the previous panel discussion. Then there is a need for integration of CT in K-12 education. That's why we should bother about teaching learning of CT. But the last statement, which comes out of the previous argument, is that CT is relevant for all. Similar to reading, writing, and numeracy skills, CT is for all. CT is a very fundamental skills that has to be dealt at the level of the literacy, right? So nowadays we have started talking about AI literacy, right? So similarly, all aspects of computational thinking needs to be identified, and we should deal with this at the very basic level, at the very basic user level. So we will see that there are different levels of users of CT in the subsequent slides. So CT is relevant for all. That's the takeaway, right? So the first recommendation is inclusion of learning objectives for CT for all. Now we understand by teaching CT means teaching of CT concepts, teaching of CT practices, teaching of CT perspectives. Concepts may include sequence, loops, conditionals, etc. Practices may include abstraction, generalization, sequential thinking, etc. Perspective may include questioning and integrating different pieces, all those things. So these are available, but the most fundamental thing that I recommend here is we should all think about learning objectives for CT for all, where all means people at the very basic user level who should be aware of things, people who are learners, and people who are creators. Creators may include engineers and scientists, right? So if CT is relevant for all, learning objectives should be identified at different levels of diversity of target learners, not just for traditional computer science discipline learners. That's the first recommendation. All right, now coming to part 2. So there's a challenge that all of us as CS educators face. The challenge is the abstract nature of computational thinking. So most of the time we teach programming when we talk about computational thinking training, right? And program is really abstract. It has abstract syntax. A novice learner who has just entered into computer science, you can't expect the learner to operate with all those abstract symbols and representations. What is SWITCH switch? What is for? What is the different curly braces, etc. Right? All of these are very abstract. So traditionally, CT learning activities are tightly coupled with computer screens and computer programs. And all of the activities that most of the learners are made to do are mostly on the screen, right? Nowadays, new things are happening. People are working with programmable robots, all those things. But more or less, at the traditional level, it is screens and programs, right? So if CT is for all, and if CT is everywhere, why just learn CT using books, notebooks, or computer screens? Make it less abstract, employ situated embedded learning techniques and curriculum. Now, this is important, employing situated and embedded learning. So this implies that even the element of CT, the aspect of CT is situated in the environment nowadays. Why not use that? Why not situate your examples, your activities in the different components, different computational thinking aspects that you can see around you, right? Now, how to do it? We can talk it in detail, but that's the proposal. Okay, so abstractness, it is a challenge in learning of CT, reducing the abstractness by maximizing the situatedness. Now, one thing I can suggest is how to maximize situated learning of CT. Situated learning means learning process where you are making use of examples from the surrounding, from the environment where learner is operating, right? Now, you can have situated problems, means you don't just talk about, okay, so for example, traditionally in our days, we used to be given, find out interest given principal and rate. So it happens in a banking system. It doesn't happen in our houses to find out interest most of the time, that at least that time, right? So, but if you talk about some problems that the learner is very much aware of it, deals with it day to day. For example, you need to configure your smart bulb such that the moment it hits 6 p.m., it switches on. So this is very situated problem if a person has a smart bulb in his house, in her house. Similarly, you can have, in addition to making problems situated, you can make the tools situated. So many of the computer scientists, when they started with Scratch, I mean, even before Scratch logo, then Scratch, then many other net logo based tools, which was aimed to make sure that this abstractness reduces and the learner operate with some constructs which are very much accessible to them, right? So we need to make tools situated. Okay, now other thing that we can improve the situatedness is outcomes. So normally what happens when a program is run, output is observed, where the learner observes the output. They observe the output on the screen, right? Or they observe the output if the robot is being programmed. They can see how robots movement, how its behavior is coming out as an outcome of the program they have created. So outcomes of the activity should be accessible in an environment. It should be authentic to the learner. For example, use of robotics, IoT, etc., not just make them stick to the screens. So increase the situatedness and reduce the abstractness of the whole learning experience. This is the next recommendation. Situated learning activities and examples, not just technocentric. And also make sure that the things are not just technocentric. Many a times, so even when I prepare my tea, then also I can identify a lot of sequences and iterative observation. Iteratively, I observe what's the state of my tea preparation, right? So it has a clear-cut sequence. It has a clear-cut example of iterations. So not just technocentric examples we can use. We can use even a normal day-to-day life examples when we want to increase the situated learning activities or situatedness. Coming to the third part. Third part, we have talked about it in the panel also. So emerging CS technologies, this is another set of challenges. For example, the AI that recently came, right? Not recently, but AI came, but it entered into our lives, daily lives very recently. And then we realized that, oh my God, AI is a day-to-day affair of a human being now. If we don't work on AI literacy, that would be a problem, right? That can throw whatever many type of challenges, for example, privacy, data security, all those things, right? So if CS impacts all, the emerging CS based technologies will also impact all, right? Now the curriculum should match the speed of rapidly changing technologies. So especially CS curriculum that aims at becoming the enabler for all. So we need to match the rapid emerging technologies. So very small subset of the emerging technologies are listed here, right? For example, Internet of Things, blockchain. AI is already a is very normal these days. Okay, robotics, biometrics is very normal nowadays. Augmented and virtual reality at the gaming level, it has become normal, right? Then cloud computing is also normal. We don't, it's very much behind the details, but it is very much normal these days. So some of these are already changing the lives of all, while others will soon become a part of our day-to-day lives. Now, what we as a CSED community should do is to identify or prioritize these technologies and then identify which of these technologies has started affecting very basic user level, a very basic common human being, a very user of the CS technologies, which of these are very important for the learners, which of these are very important for the creators. So all the three levels of target audiences of CS, we need to identify, and then it is our responsibility to start creating curriculum that addresses things required for all those levels of target audiences. Okay, so the third recommendation is continuously update and inclusion of latest technologies in curriculum for all should be done. Again, I'm emphasizing on all. So it is not just learner, it is not just engineer or scientist, it is also a common man. They are impacted by CS. So the fourth part, for this, let's have a quick Mentimeter activity. We have 2 questions, so we'll wait for around 40 seconds for both. So on the same link, with the same code, you will find this question now. You can click on go to the slide if it prompts you. So is it important for computer engineers and scientists to undertake an oath of professional responsibility like doctors and or lawyers do? We have got 1 vote, now 5 votes. So see, almost all of us are will agree to this 0 no, 9 yeses. Great. Okay, so we'll switch to the next question. This was really very simple and obvious. 11 yeses, 13 yeses. All right, I'm switching to the next question. It will, one notification will pop up on your screen and you have to click on go to the slide. All right, so are you aware of how your post, comments, tweets on social media are processed by the powerful companies and what they can lead to? So 2 people are fully aware. Okay. 2 are not fully aware, 8 are fully aware, 9 are fully aware, 3 are not fully aware, 4 are not fully aware, 5 not fully aware. Okay, given the kind of audience we have, it's great that we are aware a bit. Some of us are not fully, but some of us are fully aware, and 0 are not aware at all. That's a great thing, but given the kind of audience we have right now, this conference has, we can expect this, right? But what about common people who don't know, even a rickshaw driver or a normal hawker or even a normal clerk in a government office? What can we expect? Will all of them will be aware or fully aware or partly aware? I don't think so. Okay, so let's move to the slides. So given this reflection in the Mentimeter activity, we are now talking about ethics of CS, computer science. So we have already started talking about ethics of AI. I propose that just like computer science is a superset of AI, ethics of AI would be even subset of the ethics of computer science. So ethics is everybody's business and does not only belong to philosophers or civil society members. Okay, and then particularly in a scenario where technology and computation are permeating everything, we need to think about ethics of CS. Now, thinking about the curriculum, we have to address this concern related to computer science, right? So potential concerns of ethics specific to computer science are privacy and ownership of data, then fairness and biases, accessibility, forgery, fake news, so on and so forth. There's a list of challenges that we face today, and that has emerged out of computer science / information technology, right? So ethics of CS, ethical reasoning in 21st century has to become an integral component of computer science education, not any less than technical skilling. Okay, so it is needed for all levels of computer science learners that we have been talking about: users of just normal common man, users of information technology, learners of computer science and information technology, and creators of CSIT, right? For everyone, ethics awareness and ethics education is needed. And because it is emerging out of computer science, we have to think about all those things for all the levels, not just learners or creators. Okay, so number 4 is ethics of CS should be entangled with all parts of computer science curriculum. You cannot expect that students will learn ethics separately and then themselves learn applying them in their specific topics. No, it's sort of false hope. You have to entangle ethics concepts in different topics that you teach to your students. You have to create examples uh, in your lectures in such a way that ethics are being taught to the students again and again and again, right? Now coming to the last part, again a Mentimeter activity, a quick Mentimeter activity. So this is the last question. Do you think that the reality is different from what we experience on social media? It may be an interesting question. So do you think that the reality is different from what we experience on social media? Okay, I have not put the option 1 is yes, option 2 is no, option 3 is maybe. Maybe I can edit the options. Yep. Option 1 is yes, option 2 is no, option 3 is maybe. Yes, no, maybe. 1, 2, 3. Yes, no, maybe. There's one response, no, also, right? So do you think that the reality is different from what we experience on social media? Option 1 is yes, option 2 is no, option 3 is maybe. So 12 people are sure, 13 are very much sure that it is different. Social media reality is different from the actual world. So 15 plus 5 are at least maybe or yes. Okay. Option 1 is yes, option 2 is no, option 3 is maybe. All right. Let's quickly switch to the slide. So the overall answer is we all acknowledge that the reality is different from what we experience on the social media. All right. So given this fact, let me give you a factual information compiled by ForbesIndia.com in the year 2020 only. So on an average, internet users spend 2 hours, 29 minutes on social networks worldwide. And that's 7 minutes more than the previous year, means it will keep increasing, right? Now, according to the report, Generation Z spends an average of 4.5 hours a day. Even Z generation is spending more. Now, when you think about Alpha generation, it will be even more, right? That means out of 24 hours, 4.5 hours of youth, and even more than for the Alpha generation, they are spending time on social media. And this is our view about how real the social media is. Okay, similar to social media, there are other virtual world where all of us are submerged into. So concerns for human flourishing arises then, okay, in this age of metaverse. So as explicit training is needed to operate well and safely in the virtual or augmented worlds created by computer science technologies. For example, social media at a very basic level. If these technologies are the outcome of computer science, then computer science curriculum should have answers to what all training and preparations are needed for humanity to safely navigate in this world. Then I don't have an answer to this. So I'll leave this to all of you and for the future contemplations to give an answer that what kind of things should be included in the curriculum such that individuals are better equipped in navigating in and navigating out of different virtual worlds. So this is the final recommendation, preparing the individuals to better navigate in and out of the digital metaverse. Right. So these are the 5 recommendations. One is about inclusion of learning objectives for all, not just for learners and creators. Second is situated activities needs to be increased. Abstractness needs to be reduced. Third one is continuous update and inclusion of latest technologies has to be done. Just like we have started working on AI literacy, maybe blockchain literacy will be required in very near future, right? Maybe IoT, how IoT is affecting individuals will be needed. So continuous update and inclusion of latest emerging technologies. And the fourth is ethics of CS should be entangled. Entangled is an important word with all parts of computer science curriculum. And the final is preparing the individuals to better navigate in and out of the digital metaverse. These five may seem, some of are very much acceptable. Some of may seem that, okay, why should we do? But one line answer is all these concerns are coming out of computer science and information technology. Therefore, computer science educators have to answer these. Thank you. And if there are any questions, I'll be happy to take online and offline both. You can email me also.
Thank you very much, Shitanshu sir, Dr. Shitanshu. It was great insight, and the way you summarized, amazing, sir. Thank you so much. And all the teachers and leaders, whatever we have seen right now is an immense research work that has come in a very orderly manner right in front of us. And we are honored, we're privileged to have, such a big document concised into few slides with inputs from the audience. Thank you very much, Dr. Shitanshu Mishra. It's an honor for you to have been part of this, and we take a lot of pride in inviting you. Thank you so much to have all the questions and the insights. Any
Thank
questions for Dr. Shitanshu? You can put on the chat, and we could actually address it for the next 1 minute, 1 or 2 minutes. Anyways, he'll be available. It's time to train teachers before implementing or updating curriculum. Absolutely an important point. Anyone out there? Great, that's okay. So thank you so much, Dr. Shitanshu. It was great interacting with everyone and with you. And I would, get in touch with you with further questions if they come offline to us through mails, and I'll ensure to pass on the message to you right away. Thank you very much, Dr. Shitanshu Mishra.
My pleasure. Thank you very much. Thanks,
Yeah,
Vas.
thank you. So, um, computer science education has revolved around various domains and scales like digital literacy, citizenship, as Sir was pointing about, cybersecurity, and many others, including AI ethics. Organizations across the globe have been working on various frameworks for the same. Some of the eminent websites like ISTE, Computer Science Teachers Association, CSTA, GSA framework in America, Singapore's curriculum, OECD, and various others. When somebody points out that this is what is required, and it's quite open-ended right now, because nobody can come to a conclusion looking at the way, the speed at which things are getting changed. Hence, being updated and being aware of all things, all these updates is really important task for everyone out there. And to address all the various areas of computer science education, Dr. Shitanshu very nicely portrayed it in an orderly manner. Right now, I take the privilege and an important personality. We would have all come across this word, the file called as PDF files. I think Adobe has done an amazing work with that. Most of the paper corrections happened online on PDF. So here we talk about Ms. Garima Babbar, Head Education and Skills, Asia Pacific and India, Adobe. And Garima ma'am heads Education Product Marketing and Go-to-Market Strategies for APAC region, and Education Advocacy for India for large-scale adoption of digital skills and creativity across schools. She works closely with Ministry of Education to integrate creativity into the curriculum through programs to proliferate Adobe products in K-12 and develop skills of students in higher education for future jobs. Many of the educationists and academicians out there have been looking out for certification programs and a lot of places where we can get lesson plans to learn things. I think ma'am would have definitely some information on that. Prior to joining Adobe, Garima ma'am was actually working with National Skills Development Corporation under Ministry of Skills and successfully implemented large-scale projects to accelerate Skill India mission. Her previous experiences actually include KPMG, Microsoft, and Tata Consultancy Services. She's the co-chair for CII Education Committee and is on board of studies for various universities. I would like to humbly request Garima ma'am to please take over and talk about the upskilling opportunities for the academicians out there.
Thank you. Thank you, Vasudevan. Namaste and good evening, everyone. Well, I'm quite, surprised and very happy to see more than 150 participants today on a Sunday evening joined here today to listen in, understand, and adopt what are the best practices that educators can use within their classrooms. As Vasudevan has already introduced me, I head education and skills for Adobe, Asia Pacific region, and India is really important because we truly believe that the next billion educators or the students that we have to empower are here in India. India is on a massive, digital rise, and to really support educators so that they can enhance skills of their students for future of jobs tomorrow, they do need tools, they need curriculum, they need to be upskilled, and it's always very important for them to understand that what are the new technical advancements that the industry is coming forward with, so that they can use those tactics within their classroom, empower themselves as well as their own students. Well, if you just allow me, I'd like to share my screen. And maybe I just have a very, very small deck that I'd like to present. And if you have any questions, please post them in the chat window. I would love to interact rather than me just talking about Adobe and what we do and how we want to support educators. I really want to understand what do you need and how can Adobe come to your school and understand from you all and really support you in your day-to-day learning teaching practices. I can't see the share button here. Vasudevan, can you please enable that for me? All right, yes. Here I am. Yes, I can see. I hope my presentation is visible to everybody.
Yes, ma'am, we are able to see it.
Okay, but if I go on a presentation mode, I won't be able to see the questions which are coming in the chat window. So is it okay if I remain like this and I continue speaking?
Absolutely, ma'am, you can.
All right. Okay. So yes, we are talking about skills, that how can we enhance digital skills for future readiness for students of today to be leaders of tomorrow. And teachers, educators play a very, very important role. In fact, let me also share a story, that we all remember our teachers very well. At least I passed out, I think almost 26, 27 years back. I was in APJ school, Sheikh Sarai, and I'm still in touch with my teachers because they are the ones who really shaped me to build in my confidence, my skills to what I am today. So with immense gratitude, and of course, I'm now in the field of education, that whatever I learned and how my teachers came forward in evolving me as a leader with the time today, that I'm able to do a similar thing with my teachers, all you wonderful educators. So I think every student remembers their own teachers from school days, whether it is your K-12 school or it is higher education, but definitely teachers have a very, very important role. And while I was online a couple of minutes back, I also heard that there were very good recommendations also that came forward, that what is that we need? There are tons of content that's available, so many tools. I think teachers are now kind of getting confused what to use and what to leave. So I think it's important that let's understand the overall ecosystem first, that why do we need that? And of course, there has to be a fair play for all the industry players who are coming together to build skills of teachers so that they can enable students to be future leaders. So today, of course, because I work for Adobe, I'm going to talk about Adobe's contribution and why we are doing this in education. We believe in creativity for all. And creativity is not just something which is only restricted to designers, to artists. It is something that is inborn in all of us, whether it is in our job today or it is from the school time. We always encourage students to become more creative, whether it is their projects that they are coming forward with, or their assignments, or even teachers when they're creating their lesson plans, so that whatever they are creating is absolutely on the spot, so that students can feel engaged. And let me also take a step back because we faced pandemic, and during pandemic, we also realized the importance of digital. And unfortunately, because students could not attend school at that point of time, teachers played a very, very important role. There was a lot of online learning, a lot of collaboration that was happening with teachers. However, still, if we take a complete ecosystem overview, 82% of the students still lacked foundational literacy and learning level outcomes. They missed interacting with their teachers. Conceptual understanding of skills, which is integrated into the curriculum, that was highlighted as the need of the hour, be it creativity, communication, or critical thinking, thinking out of the box for students, that how do we innovate various projects or assignments given by the students. And that was the time, as Vasudevan rightly put, PDF, we saw a surge in use of our tools, which is PDF, Acrobat. And I think PDF and Photoshop are the most commonly used tools by students and teachers all across. And we saw a surge in terms of downloads that were happening from mobile or even usage on the web itself. When teachers would give assignments to students, they had to convert it into a digital medium. And that is where Adobe Scan came handy. So a digital assignment written on paper, scanned, converted into PDF, that was a mode of medium of communication, medium of submission of projects that students and teachers adhered to. And I'm really, really proud to share with all of you that is still being used extensively in all our professional development workshops that we are doing across India. That is something that we always encourage teachers because these are free apps that are available. We also have a lot of tutorials that we have created so that teachers can feel empowered, further empowered to use them and extensively use digital as a medium to encourage students to submit their projects. We have almost 9 million teachers in India that needs to be skilled in terms of technology and upskilling educators so that they can skill youth of today. So industry has to come forward. Adobe, Microsoft, Intel, HP, I can go on, name a lot of industry players, our friends in the ecosystem who are contributing to upskilling educators. And I think it's very important for you to understand that this is something that students of today are already using. But all you need to do is channelize whatever that they are learning today towards digital so that you build their curiosity, innovation, and of course, leading to creativity. There are a lot of digital platforms, digital content, which is available, something that we all know is NDR that government is working on, where Diksha is available and PDF books are available there. These are in the form of videos and free resources, freely downloadable. So this is something on the education side that what's happening in the ecosystem. How is Adobe enabling? How are we ensuring that we bridge the gap? We empower educators to bring out the best in their students and also their own professional development. Number one, we have Adobe Express. Whatever creativity needs that you have and based on feedback that we receive from the educators, we are enabling them, and Adobe Express is absolutely free of cost. You can always write into us. We have our education partners who are conducting these workshops to enable teachers how to use Adobe Express. This has Photoshop Express. This has the power of video, which is Premiere Rush. And of course, now PDF is also included as a part of Adobe Express. Please feel free, create your login ID or get in touch with us. We will be extremely happy to support you in your professional development needs. And teachers all across, be it computer science, English, maths, Hindi, media subjects, anybody and everybody, because again, coming back to creativity for all teachers are using our tools powered by content which is available on Adobe Education Exchange. They're using the material and the lesson plans are converted into Acrobat, PDF, and something that's very essential that we thought that we must build into the tools because at times teachers want to use different lesson plans and combine it into one. And that's something that is available now as a part of Adobe Express. So you have one-stop solution for all your digital, all your creativity needs powered by Adobe Express. So I urge all the educators who have joined us today, please go online, express.adobe.com, and explore the tool. You can create your logins, and if you need your school, your entire school, uh, to be enabled by Adobe, we are just an email away. We'll be very happy to collaborate. And of course, Adobe Scan, which is again, if you go on your Play Store, that is freely available. Use it extensively. One of the questions that I'm always asked is about content. In next 1 or 2 minutes, I will just give you a quick walkthrough on what Adobe Education Exchange is all about. Where does all the content reside? You can actually pick up content according to your subject, according to grades. And we also have a certification program, Adobe Creative Educator, which is a worldwide program, and we want more and more teachers from India to come forward. At this point of time, we have more than 61,000 teachers who are collaborating, interacting almost on a daily basis on this platform. But yes, I think all of you, there is room for everyone. Please go ahead, extensively use all the content that we are creating for you. And you can also localize that content according to your needs. You can use those Google Docs to translate it into any language, be it Hindi, Marathi, or whatever language that you prefer in terms of your medium of instruction. So that is the power that we want educators to feel, that while industry is day by day changing technology, but at the same time, we are creating tons of content, bringing together programs so that our teachers feel confident of skilling the students within the classroom. I will pause here, and if I see any questions in the chat, maybe I can take that up quickly so that, all right, Akbar Ali, who says that, so Akbar, if you want us to conduct similar workshops in your district, please let us know. All you educators need to be empowered. You are the leaders of your own district, your own schools, and industry like Adobe, we'll be very happy to collaborate with all of you to take things forward. So while we are talking about creativity, these are some of the government institutions that we have already empowered, whether you are a CBSE school or skills as a part of Ministry of Skill Development, or you have an Atal Tinkering Lab as a part of Niti Aayog Atal Innovation Mission. We have collaborations everywhere, and Adobe Express is available at no cost. There are professional development workshops. In fact, we also do bi-weekly educator meetups. And this is a great platform for you to leverage and use that within your classroom. And I think this is something that I just wanted to share with all of you to build that what is Adobe doing and how can we enable educators like you. And that's not it. It's something that you need to inculcate in your daily teaching learning practices. And I'm sure creativity is one subject which is always being talked about, because we are talking about the creators economy. We are talking about students of today are creating content. And in order to create content, they need tools. They need to understand the power of this, whether it is jobs, entrepreneurship. These are the tools. Adobe Express really empowers everyone so that not just teachers, students, but even graphic designers can feel it, with tons of templates which are available as a part of it. I think I already have a chat, while I'm talking to all of you, I'm also looking at the chat window, which is on my right side. That yes, if there is a school in Port Blair, absolutely. Since we believe in creativity for all, it is for everybody in whichever part, in whichever region, and digital really enables us to reach far and wide. we would love to associate with your school. And if you haven't, maybe I'm going to give you a quick 1 minute and I will post a link here, which is Adobe Education, edx.adobe.com. Why don't you just quickly log in? I can give you a walkthrough of the content and the various educator programs, which is Adobe Creative Educator, 2 levels that we have, level 1 and level 2. That is something I'm sure each and every educator across subjects, whatever grades, it is just a 2-hour program. You can even do it on a weekend, or if you want us to conduct it for you, join our workshops and earn your certification as a part of it. Let me give you a glimpse of Adobe Education Exchange so that while you all are logging in, I can talk through what this platform is all about. Just allow me a minute. All right. So this is Adobe Education Exchange, edx.adobe.com. Please log in. You need to create your login ID and your password. And there are free tools, free resources, and something that I love to talk about is the community. And this is where you will not only find educators from India, but these are going to be across the globe. You can have peer-to-peer collaboration. You can understand what are the best practices, not just in their own school, but in their own country, which will help you use the same in your classroom itself. And when we talk about teaching resources, let me run while my page loads up. They are creative challenges, and you can even create a lesson plan. I'm going to show you one lesson plan, which is how do you create an infographic. If you look at the right side, there are all lesson plans which are given here. All you need to do is just click on it, whatever it has. You can whatever download this resource from here. So these are certain, I would say, while we all know the importance of learning, skilling, but how to do and what is available for us instead of searching it all around. We have this Adobe Education Exchange, which has tons of content, lesson plans you can download. You can even translate it in whatever language that you want. And you can also refer to Adobe Education Exchange and templates which are given there that you can use readily in your classroom itself. So that's the power of creativity that we are enabling and bringing forward to all you wonderful educators. Any questions? Anybody who would like to talk to me on this subject? But for students, instead of trial versions, could have offline applications on graphic designing. Absolutely. So this is available for students as well. It is not just for educators. Adobe Express is also available. So for K-12, it's absolutely free for teachers as well as students. But if you need the full access where all the premium templates are available to you, do write in to us and we will ensure that our partners get in touch with you. They do the deployment of licenses and your students and the entire school can be an Adobe school and they can access it. So yes, that's a question from Gunti Vijay Lakshmi. Absolutely, that's available for everyone, Gunti. Feel free. You can use it for your students as well. And that's a message that I want to give to all the educators out here. While you are developing, you are upgrading yourselves. Please ensure that your school has these licenses. In fact, something very beautiful that we have recently done that while the product gets upgraded, we also infuse integration. If you are using Microsoft Teams or Google platform, Adobe tools integrate very well into both these and your existing LMS. And all you need to do is just ensure that your IT admin is aware of this, and you can integrate Adobe Express within the email IDs, within Microsoft Teams that you are using for your students. You can even share your assignments within Teams itself. So that's the beauty of this product. And while doing so, I know that one of the questions that I'm always asked, hey, how does it align with national education policy? Well, our new education policy also talks about digital integration, digital platforms, professional development of teachers, and really ensuring that skills, the technological skills of students are upgraded and that's integrated as a part of the curriculum. So by using the product, you have the curriculum, you have access to the tools, which is integrated as a part of your learning management system. So please come forward and get in touch with Vasudevan for this, and we will be very happy to support your professional development needs of your schools. Thank you. Vasudevan, back to you. And if you have any questions, I'm here for next 2 minutes.
Yes, thank you so much, Ms. Garima Babbar, and participants. Getting a platform on Adobe to learn and upskill yourself. Yeah, like people should have known about it. If not, just take this. I think this is the right platform to know about all these big tech giants coming up with for education aspect and coming up with so many learning management systems in which you can upskill yourself in a synchronous manner. And of course, the organizations are there to support you by providing license and a lot of other stuff over here. So I really feel happy to have been able to connect Adobe with the audience, and next Microsoft with the audience, and Google with the audience. And I'm trying to bring out all the education resources that are required for a beautiful computer science ecosystem. As somebody was regularly mentioning about, the teachers need to get upskilled. Yes, it's very important, and the platforms are also ready to support you on that. Any questions for ma'am? Please put it on the chat. We have another 30 seconds to 1 minute, please. Okay. Great. So if there are any questions further, Garima ma'am, I'll take it up and then personally send it to you along with the contact details. We could directly get in touch with the schools.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much,
for your
everyone, and have a great evening with your family. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Garima ma'am. So Adobe has so much in it. Thank you very much for bringing it up and making everyone aware of the same. Well, we have an exciting day coming tomorrow as well. And right now, very important, the last part of the day, a last session for approximately 15 minutes maximum, and then we'll be closing for the day. Before actually we start with the next aspect, which is by Dr. Vinny Johari from Microsoft India. What do they have in for us to get upskilled and a platform that could be provided for the students? One of the important facts that we all need to be aware of is CBSE along with Microsoft had conducted National Coding Challenge a few months back, and it was a very big success on the platform of Microbit. And it's a platform on which the students can learn coding attributes along with computational thinking skills, and they can create it's kind of an IDE on which it's kind of an integrated development environment on which students can create their own programs, just like Scratch, and many schools have started adopting it. Well, these are even coming on to the textbook platforms, which I would be discussing tomorrow. But right now, without any further delay, I want to involve Microsoft over here. But before going ahead to Microsoft, I have an important announcement to be made. Dr. Vinny Johari, because of the time rescheduling, because of some of the talks getting extended and my activity getting extended, ma'am is not live right now, and she sent the recording of whatever she's supposed to deliver. So I'm going to play the recording, which stands for approximately approximately 16 to 17 minutes, but all are completely informative. I would request all the participants to be there and close this, and then we can leave the call for today. And tomorrow we will come back again at 4 o'clock, and we'll be talking about Computer Science Academicians Wave Global Awards, a CS Ambassador Awards, which we have to be announced. Over 800 to 1,000 participants have submitted their nominations and their project work, which I'm really excited to talk about. We will be doing that tomorrow. Let me quickly share the screen to play the video of Dr. Vinny Johari from Microsoft. Here we go.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you. And thank you for inviting me to share my views on how professional.
Super Teacher team members, confirm the audio and video. Sushmita, are you able to listen to the audio and see the video? Otherwise, participants, please let me know on the chat. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Development opportunities can be leveraged in the realm of computer science, IT, and coding from Microsoft. So I'm just going to share my screen and share my thoughts with you. And I'll just put it on the full screen mode. So there is a huge amount of opportunity, and there is a huge change in the technologies that are being embraced by the industry in the realm of AI, data sciences, IoT, and several other areas. Um, and on account of this technology change and the disruption, there is constantly a relook at the skills that are required by the students, teachers, and professionals to stay relevant and be prepared for future jobs that are not even discovered as yet. And and today the lines are also blurring between the conventional computer science. There is an interdisciplinary approach that is required, and technology needs to be put to good use to solve problems that matter. With these disruptions that are happening across healthcare, across finance, insurance, infrastructure, citizenship services, you've seen how the likes of Paytm and the other paying platforms have disrupted the online transactions. Even people at the bottom of the pyramid today may not have food or shelter, but in terms of executing payments through channels like Paytm, those are being leveraged and the economy is completely going digital. So you can see the kind of jobs, the new jobs that will that will get created. So conventional jobs would get replaced by new jobs over the coming decade. And in light of that, when we are thinking of upskilling ourselves in the realm of computer science, we need to rethink and look at the broader horizons. So we need to make sure that the problem solving skills are being created, resilience and tolerance to stress, ability to create and carve social influence, critical thinking skills, technology use, technology programming, all these skills are required. And in light of that, our approach to teaching and learning should be such that future ready students are certified smart, and they're also certified capable. So it's not just about teaching and learning, but ensuring that they have the right competencies, and industry certification makes a huge difference because the assessment process, application processes are such that no matter wherever the student goes, if the student has a certification, then it means that the competencies are required. We do support the journeys across primary, secondary, and higher education. When we talk of STEM and applications, we focus on sparking the curiosity. At the secondary level, it's about developing productivity, and higher education is all about employability and entrepreneurship. And there is going to be a digital component in every job. So it's not that everybody needs to know code, but even the data that you have, the analytics, insights that you can nurture can transform every single role. We do work with education institutions on education transformation framework, where we work with schools to transform and partner in their learning journeys. We have a teaching and learning pillar where we work for professional development of educators, student-centered learning. We contribute to student and school success through our skilling programs in STEM, accessibility, nurturing social emotional intelligence through tools like Minecraft, and also contribute to smart infrastructure where Azure as cloud can be leveraged for better governance, for getting insights into how students are engaging with teachers, and also set up cloud labs as well, which is next generation labs that powers you with the latest software and possibilities of setting up virtual machines to do amazing things. So I think when we're talking computer science and STEM, we need to have broader horizons, think about platforms like Azure, where not only infrastructure as a service can be leveraged, like machine devices or different kinds of software can be leveraged, but applications can be made. Analytics could provide deeper insights. Microsoft 365 applications offer huge opportunities. Teams as a collaborative platform also offers huge opportunities. So for learning STEM, we have collaboration with multiple boards of education on artificial intelligence, coding, and data sciences. This curriculum has been developed and has been embraced by National Institute of Open Schooling. It has been embraced by CBSE and also some of the state governments as well. The whole aspect around this is building computational thinking skills, critical thinking skills, also doing hands-on projects which are about solving problems that matter to communities. So whether it's AI or whether it's data science or coding, developing wonderful applications around accessibility, healthcare, preserving cultural heritage are all some of the key areas. And in these handbooks, these projects are documented and there are exposure for faculty as well. So on CBSE website, if you see if your school is embracing one of these curriculum areas, there are student handbooks available. Faculty handbooks which provide additional guidance to teachers, answers to the questions and guidance to projects as well. And also there are faculty resources for teachers that you can leverage. So in coding, if you we're not only talking about concepts of coding, but block coding, start also opening doors for developing coding on Make Code platform, on use of Minecraft as well, and then Python, how to get started with Python coding too. In data sciences, again, there are frameworks like ours that are utilized, and it from a very beginner's level to what are the applications, what are the ethical principles around and governance around data and security that are built into the curriculum. The AI curriculum takes one from very basics to what is AI, how it can be used, what are the kind of applications, what are the ethical issues, to creation of bots that could be put to use for multiple applications. At grade 10 level, bots could be created, building speech and conversational abilities. And then at grade 11, we talk of deep programming and learning and developing projects that utilize this knowledge. So it's a very, very systematic way of building your exposure to artificial intelligence. For coding, we use Make Code Arcade platform where wonderful projects can be accessed free of charge, and it works across platforms and browsers. Also, we have Minecraft Education Edition that builds up capability on coding. So you can create multiple worlds like a smart city, like the rendition of Taj Mahal, or multiple architecture structures, and there could be insights that are like students use design thinking, they create multiple worlds and also kind of reflect on what they have created. And on the side, you learn code as well. And for AI, students could leverage Azure. For Azure, there is $100 free Azure credit for students above 16 years. And you can leverage this website, Try Azure for Students, free today. So students need to sign up with the domain ID from a legit institution and can do wonderful stuff, create bots even without the coding experience as well. I would urge each one of you for your professional development to log into Microsoft Learn for Education, and there is a wonderful educator center that rests on Microsoft Learn. And on this, you have more than 3,500 modules. And for educators to power their journey on STEM, they can browse through multiple learning pathways. There is a learning pathway on Minecraft on which computer science kits are available, and the whole curriculum is available as to how computer science can be taught in a meaningful manner. I will also use this occasion to show you how MS Learn looks like. So it is learn.microsoft.com. And if you look at this ribbon where the mouse is there, educator, if you click on Educator Center, you just click on Professional Development. On professional development, it shows you pathways on STEM, coding, esports, how you can drive student-centered learning, accessibility, education leadership, social emotional learning, hybrid learning. There is a toolkit that instructors can use as well. If you click on STEM, coding, and esports, it gives you can browse through the content. So how you can bring coding on through through Make Code, how you can hack STEM lessons and explore the basics of Minecraft as well. And there are so many, like there is a Minecraft edition Teacher Academy, how it can, like computational thinking and its importance to education, facilitating Minecraft Hour of Code, teach AP computer science principles with Microsoft Make Code curriculum. So there are such wonderful opportunities here. And on Educator Center, if you look at educator programs, you can become a Microsoft educator, you can become a Microsoft innovative expert educator. And what is a Microsoft educator? So you can, like, if you look here on Microsoft Learn, on this right hand side, there is sign in. So you can create your profile, fill in the details, share your vision, and start doing the courses that are available on Educator Center. So Microsoft Educator program is recently started, but Microsoft Innovative Expert Educator is a program that has been run for the last 5 years. It basically, this program focuses on best practice and some basics to facilitate opportunity and learning around hybrid learning environment. And if you look at the learning path here, so you click on the learning path, and yeah, this is a 5-hour, 27-minute course, and you can you can know what are the modules here. These are bite-sized modules, accessibility, how you can empower every student with an inclusive classroom, structure teams, flipped instruction with PowerPoint recorder, getting started with OneNote. And when you do these modules and you have signed in with your login, you will start earning these points, and this will start getting converted into badges that you can amplify. Also, I would like to share that there is huge opportunity to upskill yourself on, for example, fundamental certifications like cloud fundamentals, M365 fundamentals, or for example, you can do like you can browse through the category of courses if you look at certifications. So there are fundamental certifications, there are role-based certifications, and there are advanced level certifications. And there are free learning paths to prepare, so you can have access to the entire content online. But if someone is keen on instructor-led training, you can go through instructor, like you can, instructor-led training can also be opted for, but which would probably invite a fee. But self-learning is absolutely free here. So you can have fundamental certification exposure on cloud, on data, on artificial intelligence, on security, on M365 and Dynamics, which are ERP, CRM certifications as well. So a lot of education boards are now building these certifications as a part of their curriculum, and it'll be important for the educators also to build their competencies in this area. And if you would like to attend classes, for example, on CBSE, we are on CBSE, for example, portal, you have access to the calendar on which trainings, on the dates on which trainings are being conducted. So please feel free to join those sessions. Also, we are throwing opportunities open for student industry engagement programs. If you want to nominate your students for internship, please log into the CBSE portal and nominate your students. And as a teacher, you can attend those sessions as well and upskill yourself in terms of what industry requirements are. So I will just stop here. I think MS Learn is one key resource. You must consider getting yourself certified. Leverage Minecraft, on which different lesson plans across subject areas are available. And you can leverage your imagination to drive and create more lessons and make your classes more engaging. If you need to reach out to us, please do let us know. And we would be happy to orchestrate sessions in these new areas. And computer science kits are available on Minecraft, Leverage, Make Code as well. So thank you for your patience. I know it's quite a lot in such a short time, but I think sky is the limit, and great teachers create great learning experiences for students, which they cherish for a lifetime. For inviting me.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Vinny Johari, ma'am, and it was great listening to you. And yeah, many schools have already introduced coding in their curriculum, and Swapnam, yeah, Minecraft coding as well. A lot of things on computer science. Microsoft platform, Make Code, Microbit, a lot of things to come. And we are going to discuss further about all these aspects in a detailed manner again tomorrow with more activities and some surprising factors about computer science education evolution. Thank you so much for being a part of this event on this particular day. One last thing before everyone leaves, there's a Google form that's coming on the chat. It's important for you to fill up that form. It's a peppy activity for us to get certified for being in this conclave for the next 2 days. The activity is very simple. While any session happens out there, we tend to take notes. Some people write it on the notebook. Some people try to take the screenshot. Some people, in fact, draw their own mind maps, or some people keep writing elaborate paragraphs. Whatever it is, either you directly put it on the Google form or take a picture of your work that you have done for today and tomorrow. 2 times you're supposed to submit this, looking at the most creative way of taking down notes is going to be considered, and top 50 notes could be published on social media as well from our side. It will be recognized even tomorrow and the days to come. Thank you so much, teachers and leaders, for being part of this event. It was great interacting with one and all. I take absolute pleasure in involving Microsoft and Adobe, and in fact even Google as well, to be part of this particular event, to talk about tech companies for education, directly interacting with education leaders and teachers out there. Thank you so much. It was great interacting with one and all. I'll see you tomorrow again. Have a nice time. Good evening to one and all. Remember to fill up the form and then leave the call. Remember to fill up the form and then leave the call. The meeting link remains the same for tomorrow, 4 o'clock. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. There have been a few participants who have been extremely, active, like Gunti Vijayalakshmi ma'am, Sarabjeet ma'am. A lot of people, thank you so much for being an active participant. Fill up the form and you can leave. Kanmani ma'am, you're back here again. Thank you so much. Ashwini ma'am, thank you so much. Yukti, Swapna, Amjad Khan, Azam Khan, thank you so much for being part of this event. Deepti ma'am, thank you so much. Looking forward to meet everyone tomorrow. We'll be getting in touch with each and every school leader out there for any sort of training program. Swapna ma'am, you're not getting the access. Try to click the link once more. Requesting the super teacher team members to please put the link multiple times. You please use your personal Gmail ID. Please do not use an email ID that's given by the school. Prachi ma'am, thank you very much. Tomorrow we'll have a lot of activities involved. Leaders are going to speak tomorrow, and we will have Global Computer Science Awards that we have shortlisted. CS Ambassador Awards. Nishat ma'am, thank you so much. Kamini, thank you so much. Click on the link on the form and you'll get to fill it up. Thank you, Deepti ma'am. Yeah. You can visit our website superteacher.in to know more about it. And you can also understand the kind of programs that we do. In collaboration with Wissenaire IIT Bhubaneswar, in guidance from people like Sonia ma'am, Microsoft and Adobe, we have got an amazing curriculum coming up tomorrow. I don't want to reveal the suspense right now. I'll see you tomorrow, one and all. Thank you very much. Closing the call right away. Bye, everyone.